So obviously the weekly vlogs are going to be a little bit different because instead of them being well, hold on, let me start it over. Obviously the weekly vlogs are going to be a little bit different because unlike the other lives that I do, I'm not going to give myself 5 minutes to wait for somebody to pop up. I'm just going to do the weekly vlog that I intended on doing, and then if nobody pops up after the weekly vlog part of this, then I'll just end it there. So I guess I'll start with a little update on how the job hunt is going. And oh wow, I already got one person up in here. I'm going to assume that you are the E is God's son guy. Which, by the way, change your name. But yeah, but yeah, like to update on the job hunting, it is still not great. I have been doing what I call reverse interviews, where I will apply for a job and then go to that job physically and let them know, "Hello, I applied," and talk to the manager, let them know, give them my name, let them see my face and stuff like that, to kind of just sort of let them know that I'm not going over there asking if they're hiring. I'm already applying for the job and letting them know that I applied for the job, and kind of just sort of like interviewing them on the spot and letting them know, hey, I literally live right up the road. I have a reliable source of transportation. I've probably worked at these types of jobs before. If you guys ever happen to need anybody, my application, just put my application in. This is my name. This is my phone number, and go on about the rest of it. Like it hasn't, the strategy hasn't worked yet, but here's the hoping that it does. In the process, though, like while I am currently still like I said, unemployment did deny me, so I'm unqualified for that. So I can't really do unemployment. So I have to get a job as quickly as possible. So I'm still looking. Thankfully, my roommate has a job now, so he's going to try to get me over where he's at. But it's a seasonal job, so it's from now until probably October. So you know, even then, like once I get over there, wow, two people. I'm gonna assume that two lurkers. Man, I swear, I'm always getting like, you know. In any case, though, but that's the first part of it. The second part is that like, I am undergoing a lot of depression because of it. I'm not feeling too well. I'm not hungry as much as I like to be, but I think it's also because of the fact that like I'm also trying to lose weight. I'm actively working out, so I like to think that that is a good thing because instead of like back in the day when I got depressed, I would actually uh, eat copiously and find myself gaining a lot of gaining a lot of weight. So now because unemployed, very little money, like the depression is starting to motivate me to not be as hungry. I don't know. Also, I'm not really that active on Facebook anymore, and I'm starting to notice that. Sorry for lurking, man. I just don't know what to say most of the time, but I hope things get better for you. My cousin is in a similar situation. Thank you. Thank you. It's not, like, it's basically basic conversation is easy to do, man. You could just say, hey, how's it going? That's usually a good intro. But thanks for not lurking, and thanks for not being a right wing troll. That's the least I could ask for because I was on a because like I don't really use my Facebook a whole lot anymore, although I'm still using it, but I don't use it as much because I'm a little used to using Threads now. Threads has basically kind of just sort of been my new internet home, and it's mostly because I agitate right wingers on it, and I think that is funny how they like right wingers. They chest pound so much about being the toughest guys in the room, and six and stones to break the bones. You guys just don't care about like all y'all do is cry and be sad about people making fun of you online. And then when I do it, all of a sudden is, well, if you didn't want me to get mad at you, you would have never posted the thing up in the first place. And it's like these guys, they're soft, man. They're softer than cotton candy, bro. It's just like it's crazy. So it's like I have been on Threads a lot, and like it's mostly because people respond to me on there. Like I go wherever I'm listened to at. So I'm usually I go to where I'm mostly listened to at. Like I go on Threads because people reply to me on there, but I go on YouTube because this is my void to scream into when I'm in my worst moments. Um, but because I upset so many right wingers on Threads, some of them have found out that I have a YouTube, and one of them and a few of them has basically like, they're going into my YouTube, they're going into some of my YouTube videos and just thumbs downing everything. You know what I'm saying? And like, and it's like they're trying to like just sort of like make me seem like I'm this worst, terrible YouTube or whatever, even though it's like, dude, nobody cares about me enough for your thumbs down to do anything. Like I don't matter in the grand scheme of things. And they're just like, yeah, well, I'm gonna make sure you get even less reviews. It's like, wow, less than zero. I didn't even know that was possible. By the way, 5 people up here and only one like. That means 4 of you guys don't like me, and that hurts my feelings a little bit. But it's but yeah, like that's basically. But like so far, I've been on Threads. I antagonize right wingers on there. So, oh my god, yes, I'm live. I hope that you got the notification. I normally go live every Monday to try to do the weekly vlog thing, and I'm in more trouble. I swear, it's like I can't do anything without something going wrong. It's like it's always gonna be just like it's like every single thing that I do is always gonna like be followed up with me like biting a bullet in some fashion. It's like every single thing I do, like no matter what I do, I'm trying my best to make up for like all the crappy stuff I did when I was younger. And it's like, nope, you still gotta get this karma, buddy. So yeah, being unemployed sucks, being in the red sucks, and being like always kind of in the process. I'm always in trouble. I'm doing some drawing for my next appointment, but I'm here in listening mode. I appreciate that. Thanks. I but yeah, like I said, always in trouble. Always in trouble, financially unstable, and I'm just trying my best to just sort of keep what little bit of sanity I have left before I ultimately say I want to. I was like, I want to know what happens when I first catch a car at a green light. But gonna try. Yeah, just trying to keep myself sane. Just trying to keep myself happy. Just trying to keep myself normal. Trying to think positively. Because I did like check up on the last job that I got an interview for, and they basically told me that they have to consider all the other options before they actually get started hiring. You're not in trouble. No, 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 no. It's fine. I mean, I always am. I always am. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong with me. They may as well change my last name to Murphy. It's like my last name should have been Murphy. It's like, guess what? You breathing? Well, that's too bad because you're overdue for something else bad to happen to you. I'm trying my best to like feel better about the stuff that's happening to me, but it's just like the more bad stuff that's happening, the more frustrated I'm getting, and I'm just trying not to be. I was like at this point now, the frustration is going to be there, the depression is going to be there, the sadness is going to be there, the crippling, crushing pain of just knowing that this is what I'm going to have to expect every day is going to be there. So I have to like make light of it in hopes that so that way it doesn't like compel me to do something worse than what I'm already dealing with. It's like, yeah, because it's like, yeah, I wonder if most people will understand that reference to Murphy's Law. Yeah, that's why I explained it. Like anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And that's just how I believe. That's just what I believe now. It's like that's just what I believe now. It's like everything that can go wrong will go wrong. It's like I realize now that everything I do has consequences. And I'm frustrated because it's like nothing I do has rewards. Like very little that I do has rewards, but everything I do has consequences. So if it's like if I sneeze, then something is gonna end at the worst possible moment. Yeah, and at the worst possible moment. That's the part I forgot. That's what I'm saying. It's like if I sneeze, then that just means I have to get like shot in the head afterwards because it's like, how dare you sneeze? It's like that person sneezed, but it's like, yeah, but that person's not you. And I'm like, oh, well, fair enough. That's what I feel like. It just feels my life just feels like a case of yeah, but you're not that other person, so you have to get it, and that's just getting on my nerves a little bit. It's like all I want to do is just like all I want to do is have the freedom to just do whatever I want, and I'm just not being able to do that. I just ran somebody off. Oh my god! But yeah, though I'm definitely going through it mentally, and I'm trying my best to feel better. And it's hard, y'all. It's hard. I want social media to be my job since I'm that's kind of all that's what I'm good at. I wouldn't mind being an actor because I've made enough content that people actually cared about. And, they'd be like, hey, this guy's a content creator. He's actually pretty okay and he wants to be an actor. Let's put him in a show or something. And it's like, like how other people got in. I just recently learned how like some people got into like reality TV and it's just stressing me out. It's like they really did just like pay off of like people just was like, hey, we like you and want you on a TV show. And that's what happened. Man, I could barely keep 5 people on this thing. Okay, but that's enough of me rambling, and that's enough. Give no place to the devil. I have no clue what that means. Like I don't have to give anybody anything. The devil is just around. The devil is just like, hey, buddy, I heard you're not suffering enough. I'm gonna let me change that. Speak position. I don't know what that means. What is happening right now? Are you like one of those like hyper? Are you like one of those hyper religious cats who only speak in cryptic jargon? Because yeah, I speak position. Oh, speak positive. Okay, okay. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. Yeah, I've actually I speak positive a lot when I was younger, and bad things happened. Like I speak positive a lot, like a lot, like a lot, and only bad things happened afterwards. It was like just like it was like I'm gonna have a good day today. Not if I can help it. The devil only seems to bother people when God makes a bet with them. Yeah, it's like going, I'm gonna have a really good day today, and things are gonna turn out just fine. And then all of a sudden, just God just comes out of nowhere. It's like, oh crap, sorry, I thought you were somebody else. But I mean, since you're here, why are you punching me in the face, God? Because you're not thanking me for punching you in the face. I grew up Southern, dude. Like I can't do the religious thing anymore. Like I like when you grow up in the South and you're surrounded by religion and it's like you're like I literally used to get forced to go to church because I was at that age where I was forced to do everything. So because I was going to church, I was always like the thing that really kind of turned me off of religion was my mom beating the crap out of me. And in the middle of that, like in the middle of that crap beating, like I remember that on TV when kids prayed, bad stuff stopped. So I tried to pray and I tried to pray in the middle of this beating. And I literally have my face like within reasonable distance, and I put my hands together, and my mom literally with the belt just bammo right in the face. That's where I got this. That was the moment I realized, yeah, maybe God's not on my side with this one. Now, let me go ahead and just re-clarify something real quick. My mom is not an abusive person. She wasn't a cruel parent. She was just mentally unstable, and I just happened to be breathing nearby. And some things can happen. Some things go wrong. You're better than me. If my mom beat me, I have nothing to do with her. That's the thing. Is like me and my mom actually do have a bit of a tumultuous relationship, but it's not like I hate her or anything like that. It's just that she was a kid. She didn't know how to be a parent. It's like, she just woke up. She just said, I want to have kids because everybody else has kids. And then she had them. And, It wasn't like a case of it wasn't a case of being responsible or anything like that. She was a kid with the mental issues and a terrible temper, and just thought the best way to raise a kid was to kick the crap out of them whenever they breathe wrong. I mean, that's how she grew up, and she thought she turned out just fine. My father was abusive, and I don't F with him at all. Yeah, I get that. Now, my whole thing is that like my mom, like I said, she's lightened up a lot since then. So, the grudge isn't there anymore, but like, the grudge isn't there anymore. I do have a bit of a, like, I do, but like, I will say that my relationship with my mom is basically kind of what sort of shaped my relationship with women in general, because I just assumed that every woman hated me because my mom did stuff. So, and the thing is that like I'm not completely wrong about that. Every woman does in fact hate me. It's just a matter of how. Like one of these days, the girlfriend is going to figure that out and be like, "Well, I mean, he did say so." I'm kidding, by the way. I'm kidding. This is me trying to be like. This is me trying to lighten up the situation. Once again, this is me trying to lighten up stuff that's happened to me. This is me trying to make light of my situation. When the father not in the home, it is doomed. No, 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 no. It's not like that. It's not like that. My dad was in the home too, okay, but my dad had to work. Once again, this is the South, okay? So it's like mommy gets to be with the family and daddy has to go to work. And the problem is that both my mom and dad had to go to work, and mom just came home first. I can forgive mental illness, but I'll never accept they were raised this way. This was normal for them. My mom and stepdad was verbally abusive into my adulthood. I can never impress them. That's rough. I think what just happens is that like when you have like I also I believe in the whole. I'll accept me personally. I'll accept the whole. That's how they were raised, because you can't outdo like if you're conditioned to be a certain way. If you're conditioned to be a certain way, you're not gonna. It's gonna be really hard to change that. You know what I'm saying? Especially for some people. It's also, I mean, like, and also like it's not easy when like when you're mentally conditioned to be a certain way. You're not gonna change that, or rather, you're not gonna think that there's anything wrong with it to change it. It's like if I, as your kid, can't tell you, hey, what you're doing is hurtful. Please stop. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna think you're always gonna think, oh, this stuff isn't hurtful. I should keep doing it. It's wild. It's wild. You know what I'm saying? It's like if that doesn't reach you, then yeah, there's a wall there, man. Walls get built for that reason. But that's kind of like, but like because of that though, it like the way that I grew up definitely gave me a different definitely gave me a different perspective on things, because I could have easily like been just like her. I could have easily just like did the same crap. But the whole thing was is that like I never had a chance to be a complete sociopath, because every single time I tried to, I would get beaten up by people who are actually complete sociopaths, and I would be like, wait a second, that hurts. I don't like pain. There's nothing fun about this. Then when I would see somebody else get picked on, the first thing that would go through my mind is, wait, I go through that. That sucks, actually. I can't be this way. I don't. Is that what people feel when stuff like this happens to them? I just thought it was funny. It's like, oh no, I'm starting to actually have thoughts. Empathy? What? My father was in the home, and it was hell. The best days of my life were when I learned he wasn't there anymore. Fathers are overrated. Good parenting and being a decent person is underrated. Yeah, that's my whole thing, is that like I also hate this whole alpha male thing where they're just like, dude, if you live in a fatherless home, then everything is gonna suck. And it's like, no, don't. That's not always the case, dude. Some fathers die, right? Like I know some fathers die. Like that's very possible, you know? That's a really weird, like that's a weird, like I used to have a conversation with like this one alpha male. It's like going, so if a father dies, like is that like is that kid just doomed? You know, they they didn't answer. They didn't answer. They just told me to shut up and call me a beta male or a sigma or whatever the heck. I don't know. It's alpha male crap. You know how they go. Mm. But yeah, like that's how I grew up. So like, but that's the whole thing though, is that like, because of how I grew up, I had the chance to look at a lot of things very differently, because I had no other choice but to be empathetic, because the way that everybody else was growing up, the way that everybody else was kind of going through stuff, They just basically told me, "Hey, you wear glasses, you can't be like us." And I'm like, you know what? Okay, that's fine. Like I couldn't be a gangster because I wore glasses, even though they had other gangsters in their gang who wore glasses. But they was like, yeah, but you can also read. Like, okay. Thanks for sparing me a lifetime of criminal behavior. You know, it's like sweet. Me being able to read is what it's like. It got me picked on, but at least I didn't have. It got me picked on by those same guys, but at least I didn't. You know, I don't have a jail sentence in my name or nothing. Whew. But yeah, like I never had to go to court for like a crime or anything like that. So that's good. Also, I don't want to ever commit crime. I feel like that's the biggest flex I have. Is like I don't ever want to commit crime. Oh my god, my arms are so small. Like, okay, let me see. All right, so this is what it normally looks like, but like this. Oh man, this is so lanky and so tiny. Ugh. If they were smart, they would have at least said another father figure should take their place. I don't agree, mind you, but I'm just saying they give it any kind of. They would have said that. Yeah, these aren't smart people. These aren't smart people that I'm dealing with. Like one thing I've learned is that like a lot of people who are usually like bigoted sociopaths are usually not the smartest people. Like as I said before in my last video, the smartest people are the people who can help everybody without hurting anyone. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody can hurt someone. And everybody can hurt someone, and you're not a genius if you hurt everyone. But like if you can help everybody without hurting anyone, you're the smartest person in the room because that's impossible to do. Because somebody is going to say this isn't helping me. That's the reason why I will never believe that you can be evil and smart at the same time. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Okay. So what do you guys want to talk about? Because I am trying my best to sort of like challenge this crippling depression that I have, and I don't think I'm doing a good enough job by revisiting past traumas. Also, I'm expecting some random right winger to just pop up in here at any moment and just say, "Hey, I saw you on Threads and I hate you," and I'm gonna be like, I know, shut up. Everybody hates me. Leave me alone." I really need to stop saying that. I really need to stop saying everybody hates me. I really do. It's so easy to say though. I've gotten so used to saying stuff like this that it's like I can casually say it without realizing I said it.